And just like that, I was right back where it all started. On the corner of 35th Avenue and 19th Street in Westwood Park, living back in my late grandmother Hattie's house. Sitting in the very same tough place that taught me how to persevere through anything, showing me how putting in years of hard work could truly pay off. But equally the same place that taught me how in a blink of an eye you can lose it all. Facing 24 of the darkest hours I've arguably had to face alive just after losing it all. I remember it like it was just yesterday. It was in the late summer of 2002 when I was less than 24 hours removed from a much different lifestyle than the one I was accustomed to growing up in the Fort Lauderdale city limits of Broward County, where the day-to-day wake-up calls and reminders for me were having to listen to the police sirens race by on their way to save somebody, or on their way to investigate another lifeless body surprisingly discarded on my beautiful coastline city by somebody. It will finally replace by the sweet sounds of the birds chirping outside of my windowsill as my new alarm clock raising me in the mornings, warning me that it was time to rise and shine and get it together. Because see, Coach Herm Edwards, he didn't tolerate his players being late for practice. You see, even the slightest bit of tardy seconds can get you heavy fines snatched up out of your check, in addition to the hundreds of Washingtons lost up out of my check. Lord knows I didn't want any of that. Man, I remember those good old days, short-lived, when I used to be a Chicago Bear and a New York Jet, where the more problems due to the more money lifestyle that the notorious Biggie so artistically spoke about in that classic Life After Death album were much more preferred than the latter. Stressing like an honorable soldier who would discharge for so many years of serving his country and battle. I sacrificed over 15 years of my life just so my family could have a better life by successfully making it up out of my neighborhood confines alive and accepting that full scholarship ride to become a mighty griffin of the Missouri Western State College and University. A 5-year investment that ultimately catapulted me into a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that less than 1% of all humanity would ever have an opportunity of experiencing in their lifetime. To be so easily shipped back to my hometown like a FedEx package that was sent to the wrong address in the first place, all because of a mistake that started from a misunderstanding between Chad Pennington and I. It had to be a mistake. There me sitting in my late grandmother Hattie's living room like a real Tom Hanks castaway, on the verge of being broken to the point where hopes don't have a chance of being rescued from misery's company, praying on someone or somebody to please save me. Just like the NBA did for Derrick Rose when they described that powerful commercial that Tupac stated that we are all just a kid from somewhere who in one way or another discovered that Winston Churchill, he was absolutely right when he said that success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage that counts to keep going. Like when Michael Jordan, he was cut from his team when he was 16, but he kept going. Or when Oprah Winfrey was told by so many people she would never make it in TV, but she kept going. Or what about this incredible story about this Fort Lauderdale kid I know who's incredible one with a pig skin? It came to an abrupt, painful end. It's amazing what happened then when he chose to pick his pen and pad back up, and he put his pain down in their poetry. Regardless how adversity corners your life story, you never give up on the rest of your life. You keep going, and you watch what happens when you keep going. God bless you all. Woo!